Hey, you all. So, third in the series of this impromptu live video for you, for me series. I called today Lack, Is It Yours? And what I want to dive into today, leading up to my last ever online foundation, which, if you're watching this in the future, is not relevant, but is relevant to whenever you're watching. What I want to dive into today is is what you're currently functioning from even yours? So this conversation of that you are an aware being walking around in a world that doesn't teach you to be aware never stops being relevant. And if you guys are watching live, hi honey. If you want to say hi, I'll say hi back. I had somebody comment today that over the last few days that I look really different. And I would say the same thing. Like, I feel happier. I feel alive. It's like I've just changed the energy for myself totally by choosing to put on this foundation in 2 days. And so you guys are all warmly invited. It's my last ever online foundation. No matter where you are in the world, you can foundation with me. But I have to tell you that I want to talk to you a little bit about what this choice changed for me and the awareness that I'm getting from it. And that's why I titled the video, Lack, Is It Yours? Hi. Because one of the massive awarenesses that any track change gives me is how much I've been functioning from somebody else's reality. And when your reality is to the point where you're pretty miserable, it's not real, nothing's really moving, everything seems contracted and dense and heavy, 100% of the time you're in somebody else's reality. And I kind of knew that. So it's been really, as I've said in the last few videos, like, I've chosen a lot of change. There's been a lot of factors of different things and things I didn't know were going to come up. But what I've learned in the last couple of weeks in a way that I never have before, even after 10 years of playing with this, hey, did you know that 98%, 100% of everything you think, feel, and have going on in your world isn't yours? Even after being exposed to that, talking about it, facilitating it, I'm still constantly shocked by it. And I had a couple weeks to myself a couple weeks ago. After being with somebody for almost 24 hours a day for about a year, I had 2 weeks to myself. And anytime I have time to myself after being with other people for a long time, I get such a different awareness of what I've been doing that isn't mine. And so that was kind of the beginning of this awareness of like, wow, how much of where I've been functioning from hasn't been mine. Like, all the stuff I was going into in the relationship, all the drama I've been doing, different facets of things, But this week, as I made this different choice, and I made the choice to just jump tracks and unschedule and reschedule and connect with people and get on social media and all the things that go with a track change, in whatever way that is. It has stimulated all this new vigor for living. And I've been noticing that I'm like not that happy. I haven't been that happy. And it's nobody's fault. Like, it's nothing's been wrong. Nobody's died, I mean, there's been a couple of things I could have pointed out, but just like the question I was asking is like, where is the joy? Where's the joy? Where's my joy? Where'd somebody put my joy? Knowing full well that joy is a choice, happiness is a choice. I know all these things up here, but you can know all the right things and not be functioning from them and not be living from them. Anybody ever done that? It's like, all the tools, And so in choosing this and all of this vigor for living and this enthusiasm for being alive and chatting with you guys and sharing the tools, I have learned, like, wow, you learn through choosing how much isn't yours, right? Because then you'll choose something and all of a sudden you're like not in everybody else's shit anymore. You're in your reality. So Yeah, it really, really. So, and then today somebody noticed it and pointed it out to me, and she's like, "You're really different." And I was like, "Well, yeah, because I finally chose to thrive." And thrival for me, and this is why I'm sharing it with you, so that hopes you can look at it too. Thrival for me is like giving myself total choice in every single second and activating those choices. That's thrival for me. That's when something's not moving or life's not moving, or things are just doing something really heavy or whatever. Thrival for me is going, okay, cool. Now what? And like changing the script, flipping everything, choosing something totally different, just letting it be wild. That's thrival. It's an element of thrival, right? And instead of holding myself to the pathways that I had already decided that I needed to travel, I allowed myself to have the level of change and flexibility that's actually true for me. So it stimulated more stuff. And for the most part, for me personally, has stimulated a level of well-being and pleasure with myself that I was at a loss on how to get access to until I chose. So this is my invitation to you to jump tracks, to choose, to totally just flip the script. Wherever it is that you're doing or in heavy, stagnant, lack, scarcity, whatever it is, whatever those heavinesses are, if that's what's occurring for you, if you've been there for a while, flip the script. Fuck it. Like, let go of something that you were holding on to. Choose something you weren't willing to choose before. Like, do the thing that is just like, fuck it, we're just going to go this direction thing, whatever that is. Today was, I run these little masterminds of creators, and I'm starting another one in a couple of weeks if you guys want in. And so today was our call, and it's called the Thrival Mastermind. The basis is like, we literally for 3 months stop doing survival and start cultivating thrival. And the target is to what occurs from that is this incredible new platform for living. And some people double their revenue, but most people end up establishing this generative platform for the business that will come, right? Because 3 months is not that long. And we start to, every single day, we're like, pulling up that energy of thrival. And I've been doing that. And I've been really aware that the energy that I'm aware of as thrival isn't necessarily the energy I'm choosing that I'm choosing. I'm aware of the energy and it doesn't match, right? So that's what starts to occur is you start becoming aware of the energy of what you'd like your life to be, essentially, so that it can show up for you in totality. What would it take for me to be willing to live this energy? And that's what I started becoming aware of through this 3 months of like, yeah, we're cultivating thrival. We're generating that energy. We're starting to choose it. And that I wasn't choosing it everywhere, that I was choosing to stay really committed to certain pathways. And when you are when you've already decided something and you're unwilling to change it, that's survival. That's like, I have to hold on to this because I said I would. The commitment needs to be to you, to whatever it takes, to whatever's required, to whatever track change you need to choose, to whatever you need to show up as you in that moment, to have the energy of life and living for you and for the people around you, if that's what you're choosing. So I want to invite you to that. I just like, gosh, what energy, space, and consciousness can you be to jump tracks with ease, and everything that doesn't allow it times a gazillion, right, wrong, good, bad, podpoc, all nine shorts, boys, povas, and beyonds. And sometimes jumping tracks includes a class. Sometimes it's just a choice. Sometimes it's all of it. Sometimes the choice is the class, whatever. If the class would be a track change for you, choose it. Jump. Like, this is the thing about choices that doesn't make any sense, is that most of the time the thing you've been asking for shows up in a way you weren't expecting. And it catalyzes something in you couldn't catalyze on your own. And I'll wrap up with the story. I just had someone choose the class today, and she reached out to me and she's like, oh my God, I've been asking, and here you go. And you just put on this class, and it's everything that I need. And I know that this is going to be the thing that catalyzes my financial reality. I'm like, fucking follow that shit. Because that's the shit that creates. So here's me following, here's me choosing. I hope that's a gift to you. And, you know, if you need the link, obviously private message me, and otherwise share this, and I will see you back here tomorrow.